Welcome to my lightning talk. Let's see what's about type safety beyond TypeScript. And I'm Joël. I live in Berlin, and I'm a TypeScript developer at Prisma. And there are two kinds of type safety. The well-known one, especially in the TypeScript world, is the compile time type safety. And it's really nice. But we'll see that in some cases, runtime type safety will be extremely beneficial. And let's see, for example, when you import data, and I prepared a live demonstration about that. So let's go to VS Code. And here, I put some data in a JSON file, but let's say this is an API from a server, from a third-party server. And well, basically it's typed as any. You could type it a little bit, but yeah. So here we can see an example of compile time type safety. For example, I did a typo because if I run it, I will have the same error, and it will tell me that a story text doesn't exist and will probably be with an underscore here because I prepared the schema already and I did it as the data. And let's take a quick look at the data. So the data is here. It looks right like the schema, but maybe the data is corrupted and you don't know before you import it. And let's try to import it. So I prepared this in TypeScript, but to really show the compile time problem, let's switch to JavaScript, because here we only in runtime type safety. We forget about compile time. TypeScript is nice for that, but when you only have JavaScript, you still want data safety. And let's run this example. So here, okay, so it looks like we have a problem. So I'm gonna look around. Here, it looks like we have two problems, actually. And the Prisma clients creates this really nice error and explains what's happening. So here, the first problem is that the object ID should be an integer. And we passed a string. So I can pass it as an integer, and this will solve it. And we also have the problem of the story text argument that is wrong. So let's fix both. So this one is fixed, and let's do a parse int and rerun it again. Okay, so it looks like it worked, but it looks like at runtime validation, Prisma client found that the created at value from this API, the date time is not correct. So, like looking at it, it looks like there are underscores in this date time, but is totally not correct. So here I have access to the data, so I can fix it. But yeah, there are many ways to fix it if you don't have access to the data. For here, let's do the simple way. So there's one more runtime validation. Let's run it again. And here we also have, again, one more time, author 137. And so we are meaning with again. And an easy way here would be to say it's always a string. We run it again. Now it worked. So you can see that runtime validation is really important when importing data here, for example, because it really helps bringing confidence in your code. And yeah. Thank you for your attention.